This is my infected makeup tutorial. This is the final look, and if you continue watching you will find out how to recreate this look, and I hope you enjoy it.
To create the first part of the infection, I used Ben 9 nose and scar wax, and I first created a lump on my forehead, which you can see in the main video footage here. Then in the left hand corner I used the tool with Vaseline to smooth out the edges to give it a really nice finish, to make it look seamless and blend into my skin. I wanted to make this lump, so I was able to do a honeycomb effect onto it, so it would look like it would be like a growth coming out of my head as the infection. I then went in with a wooden skewer, and on the bottom side gave a hexagon shape to create that honeycomb look, and I used the upside of it, which was the pointy side, to do more direct holes to make them kind of different sizes, like the honeycomb also had little ones inside as well. Using Ben 9 Fresh Cut, which is a deep red, I used it to go into the holes that I just previously made in the nose and scar wax to make it look like they were infected and they did have something wrong with them, and there was kind of blood and pus seeping out of them. For the second part of my infection look, I used liquid latex and cotton wool, and I did it around my nose to make it look all scabby and all worn and torn away, like the infection is just kind of rotted down my nose and is slowly rotting the rest of my face away. So I put liquid latex directly onto my skin, and then put the cotton wool on, and then did liquid latex on top of the cotton wool just to move it about to the shape that I specifically wanted it at. You can see this in my previous videos, like acid burn and my Harvey Dent one, my gouged eye. It's all the same technique that most effects users will use with cotton and latex. A sponge from the Trauma Fix palette just around my eyes to make them look all swollen and really painful and sore. I used the green from the palette just around my nose to make it look kind of gunjee and like it's been quite infected. I also went back with the red in kind of the wound placements that I made with my cotton bud to kind of make it look like it's been torn in different areas. And if you just go over your red there, you can also use a deep purple, or also I recommend using a blue around your eye. I went back with the white from the same palette around my lips to make them look pale and kind of worn, like I'm close to death with the infection. Straight here, using the Illustrator palette, the vein tone in the rose, I dipped it in my isopropyl alcohol and went into deep blue veins around the honeycomb wound to make it look like they're coming out and they're just infecting, and my veins are getting all swollen and stuff, just to make it kind of zombie-ish like, as you always see zombies kind of ridden with veins. And I used Ben Nye Steel Grey to give me out a really hollowed look and to contour under my cheekbones. It also made me look thin and quite ill. I used the green from the Injury Fix Graftobian grease paint palette around the honeycomb to make it look like gunjee, the same thing that I did with my nose. I also go back over my cheek because I wanted to do another infection thing, slightly inspired by the Stonemen of Game of Thrones. I use the same technique as I used for the nose. I go over my skin area with latex and then I do cotton wool on top, except this time I wanted to make it look quite bumpy and rigid. So I did little latex cotton balls, as you can see there, and then I mixed them in latex and then I applied them to my face, and I did another layer of cotton wool just to go over it to make it kind of bumpy over it and not just look like I've stuck little balls on my face. Go into painting the area. I use steel grey and the green from the Injury Fix palette. I also do a wee bit of reds in the kind of holy areas and around the little balls that I made to go under a layer of the cotton wool, just to give it some more dimension and to make it look more 3D. Go back over my eyes and add in a bit more red just to make it look a bit more swollen. To complete the look, I needed to do my hair, and since I have quite a lot of hair, I tied back most of it in a ponytail and just brought through the front bit, and my hair is quite big and puffy, so I applied some sculpt gel just to make it look a bit greasy and a bit kind of matted and a bit worn down, and just in the end I added another bit onto my nose to make it look more scabby and more kind of torn away, like the infection's been eating at it. I did some more redness around my eyes and a wee bit black just directly under, just to make them look totally demonic and just gone with the infection.
This is the final product, and in the end I did add another bit onto my nose because I wanted that scabby nose-like look to carry on, and I put some steel grey grease paint on my teeth. Don't know if you're meant to do that, but I wanted that look, especially for the photos where I was going to kind of do the infection gave me like this manic, crazy woman kind of character, and that's what I kind of turned into because of the infection. What did inspire me was Game of Thrones, the Stonemen, which is what I kind of based this on. I recreate their like madness, especially on the last episode when we actually saw them attack and we see what they turn into because of the disease. Anyway, that's all about Game of Thrones. You should definitely watch that if you don't already. I hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial and you were able to follow it easy. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Hope to see you next time.